Okay, so today we talked about understanding how to factor with grouping. So I'm going to go over some of our notes. So remember, the first thing that you're doing when you factor is you are going to look for the greatest common factor. Remember, that can be a number, a variable, or now, like we've done it, it can be a number and a variable. And then also remember your A value cannot be negative, right? Cannot be negative. So you would have to factor out a negative. Okay. Then the second thing we look for is difference of squares. And this is a binomial. So remember, binomial means two terms, and it turns into two binomials. So we have, let's do x squared minus 25 as an example. That's factored into two binomials. We have x times x and 5 times 5, and one is a negative and one is a positive, right? Then we have our trinomials, and they turn into two binomials, right? But the first thing that you're always doing is looking for this greatest common factor, no matter what. So we're going to look at that. And then the last thing that we're going to talk about that is new today is grouping. And grouping is 4 terms. And your final answer is going to be 2 binomials also. Okay? Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to look at just looking at greatest common factor. Your greatest common factor can be anything. So we are looking at things that are divisible by all the terms, right? So if I gave you 4x to the power of 3 minus 2x, you're looking at 2 and the factors of 2. Well, 2 and 1. And you look at that and say, okay, can 2 or 1 go into 4? Well, 1 can and 2 can, but you're looking for the greatest. So I'm saying 2. So I can take 2 out of 4, right? Then they both share an x. This is x to the power of 3 is the same thing as x times x times x. We've learned that before. And then x is just x, right? So what do they share? Well, they share just one x. So we're going to take that out. All right. So my greatest common factor, I'm going to erase that and make that red, is 2x. That's the largest number and the biggest variable that I could take out from both evenly, right? So then we look at this and we say, okay, what's 4 divided by 2? That is 2. X to the power of 3 divided by x, that's x squared. And then negative 2x divided by 2x. Well, anything divided by itself is 1. And so this becomes our answer. Then we have a subtraction. So you have to double check. Can this be a difference of squares? Is this a difference of squares? It is not, because 2 is not a perfect square. So this is my factored answer. Okay. Okay, so let's look at another one. I'm going to move this up a little. Let's say we have 4x squared minus 4x. Actually, let's do 4x to the power of 3 and then 2. Okay, so let's look at our numbers. What do they share? What can I divide out evenly from both? Well, that would be a 4, right? Because if I look at the factors of 4, I have 4 and 1, and I have 2 and 2. Well, the greatest is 4. Now let's look at our variables. We have x to the power of 3. That's x times x times x. Then I have x squared, which is the same thing as x times x. So how many x's do they share? They share 2. So x squared is so 4x squared is my greatest common factor. So remember, I'm dividing those out to figure out what is left in my parentheses. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. And then x to the power of 3 divided by x squared is just x. And then anything divided by itself is 1, but there's a negative here, so it's a negative 1. Double check inside parentheses. This is not a difference of squares. Okay, so those are things that we've looked at. We've done them before. Let's do one where we have like a trinomial. So let's do 3x squared minus 21x, sorry, plus 30. First thing, look for the greatest common factor. Well, 3 is my smallest number, so my factors of 3 are just 3 and 1. So I'm asking myself, can 3 go into 21 and can 3 go into 30? It can. Okay, so 3 has an x, 21 has an x, but 30 does not. So x is not a greatest common factor. So I'm going to divide that greatest common factor out, and I end up with x squared minus 7x plus 10. Then my trinomial turns into two binomials. How do I get x squared? X times x. Two numbers I multiply together to get 10. I have 10 and 1, and I have 5 and 2. However, I have a middle term that is negative, so both of these are going to have to be negative. And then I want to know two of these numbers that add together to get negative 7. So we have negative 5 and negative 2, and that is my answer. Okay, let's look at grouping. I have a little list of how we're going to do some grouping. So with grouping, I'm going to just start off with an example, and we're going to write our examples out, and I'm going to write the list out of what you want to do with this. Okay, so first, you're going to split the 4 terms into 2 groups, okay? So this is grouping, and the reason is because there are 4 terms. So it's not a trinomial and it's not a binomial. So I'm going to split it into 2 terms. Notice this addition sign goes with the x, okay? Then this second thing I'm going to do, I'm going to label this as group 1, this is group 2. Group 1, I'm going to look for the greatest common factor within these 2 terms. That's why greatest common factor is important to understand. So when I look at that, that is x squared. So when I divide x squared by both, I get x minus 4, right? Because x to the power of 3 divided by x squared, we subtract. Then the third thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to look for group 2. I'm going to look for the greatest common factor here. So only this x and negative 4. Well, the only thing they share is a plus 1. So no matter what, you have to factor out a greatest common factor, even if it is a 1 or a negative 1, okay? So when I do that, it doesn't change anything. If I divide by positive 1, right, it doesn't change anything. Now notice what happens is my middle terms, my binomials, are exactly the same. So what happens then, we are going to take the matching binomials. They will always match, okay? Matching binomials, and make them one binomial. Because now what this is like these are the greatest common factors. So I'm going to bring these down, and I'm going to say x minus 4. And I'm going to get rid of them. And then what is left? Can we tell what is left here? Well, x squared and a positive 1. So that comes down and becomes my other binomial. And so my answer ends up being 2 binomials. So we're going to take the matching binomials, make them one binomial, and then step 5, take your 2 greatest common factors and make the other binomial. Okay, so let's do another one. I'm going to do, let's do 4x to the power of 3 minus 12x to the power of 2 minus 5x plus 15. First thing, I'm going to cut it in half. That negative goes with the 5. I'm going to look at group 1, and I'm going to look for the greatest common factor, which is 4x squared. So I'm going to divide that by these 2 here, and I'm going to get x minus 3. Then I'm going to look at group 2, and I'm going to look for the greatest common factor. This a value cannot be negative, so it's going to be a negative 5 that I'm going to divide out from both of those. So I get x minus 3. matching binomials. So I have x minus 3 into one binomial, and then my two greatest common factors become my other binomial.